With the right palette of plants you can encourage bees, butterflies and birds into your borders. Not many people think that herbaceous perennials encourage birds, but this perennial sunflower called Lemon Queen is one of the best. Its technical name is Helianthus, but what I love about it is that it's loved by robins. You see, it's got quite dense foliage that's branched, and that means robins can perch on the little side shoots and feel safe while they dart backwards and forwards to where I'm working, picking up the worms and grubs from the soil. A wonderful thing. And flowers from midsummer right through to the first heavy frosts, as does this. This is Aster Little Carlo. Now, it is a bee magnet. Now, the thing that bees love about this plant is the density of the blooms. It's not that bees are lazy, it's just that they like to feed efficiently. So if you have flowers like asters or sedums, they don't need to move far between the individual blooms to gather nectar and pollen. With that many blooms on this, and this has been going since July, it's just an incredible garden plant and just so good for wildlife as well. Fennel, on the other hand, you might think belongs in a herb garden. However, it is a fantastic plant for wildlife gardening, and if you're trying to reduce the amount of pesticides you use in your borders. I grow it here on the nursery because it attracts hoverflies. There's a little, we used to call them jaspers when I was a kid. They hover very steadily and slow over plants, prowling for aphids. And this summer's been appalling for aphids. They've loved the mild weather and the lack of rain that beats them and bashes them off foliage. But by planting fennel, you not only have a good herb for putting on your mackerel, you also have a herb that encourages hoverflies that will eat your aphids for you. It's not only good to eat, but inside the stems, well, they're hollow, and that gives a space for ladybirds and hoverfly larvae to overwinter. Another trick for encouraging bees and butterflies is to have a long season of flower in your garden, and who wouldn't want that? You start with Pulmonaria in spring, follow it up with foxgloves, and then have Anthemis. Well, you have blooms right through the year. Now, this is a classic daisy, and while it isn't as dense as the aster, what it does have are seed heads. So you get the bees on the flowers, and then the birds coming to take the seeds when they go over. A beautiful thing. But if I was going to plant just one flower for late season colour and to encourage the bees, it would be this, Rudbeckia Demii. What a plant this is. Look at the number of flowers. It's not just the number of flowers that are open that I like about this. You see, there are dozens of buds and smaller flowers coming all the time. It will bloom from June right through to the first heavy frosts. Just like the fennel, it has the hollow stems, but once they're dry they stand in the border and look good long into winter, and most importantly of all, provide a good habitat for the ladybirds and friendly garden insects to overwinter. A cracking thing.